Hey there, Aces, Fenrir Darkfang here, and today in my newest episode of the Community Showcase, my newest guest this time around, DashingLight, an absolute dear friend of mine and one of the newer members of Lucis Nocturnus, my own personal closest circle. How you doing, man?
I'm pretty good, thank you, Fenrir. It's a pleasure to be on here, as I'm a huge fan of your content, and it's great to be one of your closest friends and part of Luno, actually.
To be fair, man, it's been more than needed to finally get you on here. It's just stuff's either gotten in the way, or I've had people that I've already promised to interview ahead of time, so yeah. But I'm glad that I'm finally getting you on here.
That's completely fine, to be honest. Time doesn't need to be wasted, but when you got people else who need to be featured, good content creators and all those who else deserve to be recognized, they should be on here as well.
Aye, exactly what I'm saying. Anyways, let's start right with question number one. What is the kind of content that you create? Or more specifically, what would you be specifically known for?
The one thing I'd like to be known for is animation, but the guy who creates quality over quantity. And for the last 4 years, since 2013, 2014, I've been working on a SFM movie that's all quality over quantity and should exceed any other on the entirety of YouTube and should go over about an hour. So technically, this will be the first SFM movie ever made. But also, with that saying, I'm also learning 2D animation just so that I can spice things up a little bit. And for content from that and inspiration, preferably I like James Lee's kind of stuff, who created Tarboy and Bivsy Pop.
Right, what's that?
No, if you're wondering who they are 2D animators, and they are really good at their job. Bivsy Pop has graduated from SVA. Created many great animations, and then James Lee created great animations. His most well-known called Tarboy, which he created in 2007 and then was released in 2009 for his film school.
Well, I'll be sure to check him out and drop in right in here so that my viewers get an idea of who exactly you're talking about. Anyways, you're doing SFM, as you've been saying, and you're also known for your more than realistic lighting whenever you're making any pictures of any sort. Is that also true for your animations, or just for the pictures?
Nah, it's also for animation, because in animation you want good quality animation, but you also want good lighting and good camera work to show the story. So the camera work, so the lighting, I want it realistic. So say you have a dark grey kind of environment, you want to use realistic lighting from that to get a feeling of exactly how dark and grey it could be. So say on a cloudy day, you got not so much sunlight, not enough orange, you get more blue, grey, green, like lights coming off the wall, bouncing off. But then when you got realistic lighting on a sunny day or moon in the night, you want the realistic there. So, because lighting is one of the most key parts in SFM. Even though it's really limited, it's really important to keep it there, because nowadays people don't go for that. People go for more cartoony stuff or more the simplicity. And unfortunately, while I don't like that, I understand some people do, but I think it's a huge thing to keep realistic lighting there, because that's more what big animation companies want. They want more realistic lighting instead of cartoony lighting. And whereas I'm not the best, people say that when I did it, I'm one of the best to keep it on.
When did you start with SFM, and what was your inspiration for it?
As I started SFM in 2013, so this was 4 years ago, so quite a while. And the thing that got me interested was when I joined the SFM community in 2012, when I watched Story of a Century, which was the winner overall and probably one of the best drama SFMs there are, because it really captures the emotion.
Yeah, my personal favorite drama SFM, I don't know if you still know it just from the name, is Tribute.
Yes, by Lone Wolf HBS.
Yes, the one where the spy is disguising himself as his team sniper to kind of
as a tribute to him. I do like that one, as well as RDSFM, his abstract, and the latest one by Baron called Legacy.
Right, I still need to watch that one. Thanks for reminding me. Anyways, is there any other projects out there in the community that you're currently working on?
Out there in the community, not at the moment. However, I have been approached by a friend for me to do Saxy Award stuff. So at the moment, he's working on the animation while I do the lighting. However, he's kind of stuck. So at the moment, I've been storyboarding for a SFM drama. But also at the same time, I've been working on a action thing with my friends, which we hope to get out pretty soon so that people can get an understand of exactly how well we can do our job and how well we understand the basics of animation.
Right, got it. Next up, I'd like to ask you one more thing about your content, and that being, just because you're so good with lighting and people know you and respect you for that, what exactly makes good lighting? What is the key points that you have to look out for?
There's really no key points. The main thing you have to look out for is that you need to understand the concept of animation, of lighting and animation per se, because sometimes animation can get in the way with it, so you need to use light sources from all over. Like, you need to understand how shadows work, how light reflects and refracts. Like, you could even use physics into it, because at some points in physics you'll need to learn how light refracts and reflects, how it bounces off walls and all that kind of stuff. But the problem is people tend to forget exactly that lights can do that and just go for more the simple stuff. You need to understand that the sun can create shadows. Rim lights aren't exactly supposed to be used in realistic lighting per se. I mean, with electrical lights when they're next to you, yeah, but they're not as strong as people show them to be in posters. It's more of a, like, kind of a, how do you explain it? It's more to intrigue people in the poster, so that it gets their attention more on the bright lights.
Right, pretty much to build some contrast to make them stand out more. Yeah. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, Phoenix, if you're watching this, take notes.
Phoenix, as much as I know that you're Fenrir's thumbnail artist and that I do love your work, I just have to say I love your Photoshop and your posing and everything, and the wide shots in your stuff are really good, in all fairness. People can't exactly make them look good nowadays. People like Mechaforth and people manage to, but yours also work really well for scene builds and all that, so it's a really good job you've managed to comprehend that.
Congratulations, and now we've lost Phoenix. If he's watching this, at that point he's gonna have been fainted. Congratulations. Anyways, continuing onwards, now that we've talked about your content, let's hop over to the game that brings all of us together, being Team Fortress 2. What got you into it?
Well, I mean, obviously I found SFM first, so SFM would be the main reason I got into TF2, because I enjoyed SFM, learning to animate, and I'd be like, well, I haven't exactly played the game, so I wonder if the game could give me any inspiration or motivation to creating some story ideas. And MVM was definitely heavily based for motivation for me and inspiration for storyboards and storytelling.
Alright. About the community of Team Fortress 2, what's your personal take on them?
So there's the good and the bad, as per usual, as most communities. However, from my experience, I've only dealt with only a small amount of bad people, but the good side of it definitely makes up for that, because the amount of creativity and stuff in the TF2 community that people do, not just TF2, Gmod, SFM, and all that, especially people like, and artists, obviously, people like Tomato Gacha, Anti-Mags, Bearded Expense, popular artists like Monster, Saboteur, who else?
Chloe Mew?
Chloe Mew. Oh, Chloe is just brilliant. She needs to raise her prices up, though.
Damn fucking right.
Is too little for such great art. People like Anzu, and a lot more DJ Benny and all them. They are amazing. The creativity that goes into all these, it's just purely amazing to see the results of how well people do and how much they love doing it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like, the people that you just mentioned, I know of all of their work, so yeah, bloody agreeing with you. Every single one of those is an absolutely bloody amazing creative figurehead of content. It's
they're an inspiration for me, as well as being friends with them. They are an inspiration to me. As much as I like being positive, it's also an inspiration for me to do better in what I aim to do, 2D and 3D stuff, and also get better. And it's just pleasing to see how they exceed and go on, and then it's just happy to see that they're doing really well, and their art is improving and everything else. It's just brilliant to see.
completely agreeing with that. Anything else you want mentioned, by the way?
As my job in the community, I like being positive. That's the one thing people know me for.
The thing is, it's my goal as well, but you're the one known for it. Envy. No, but seriously, I'm so gonna have you in on aspects of an ace, because the whole thing behind it is spreading positivity and spreading a more positive mindset.
Exactly.
So I'm so gonna have you on that, so.
Just to make someone smile a little bit, in the end, is worth it, to be honest. Just to know that you made someone smile who's going through rough times. It's just great to see them smile.
Amen. And that's coming from an atheist. Now, here's the thing towards you guys from me. If you're one of these people that is like, damn, I wish I could be that guy, or I wish I could do what that guy does in terms of being positive, not much to it, other than just trying to be benevolent towards people. Start today. It's not that hard. It takes a bit of practice if you're an introvert, personal experience, but trust me, it gets easier really quickly. So, we're coming to the final question, because we're hitting an already way too far thrown back mark.
Yeah.
Any shoutouts you want to make?
Any shoutouts?
Yeah.
The people who got me started, it definitely be you, but I'm on your channel, so positivity would definitely come from you, since you're one of my closest friends, and you're one of the people who keeps me going. But definitely people who I've stuck around with for a while, which would be people like Pyro Joe. I've stuck with him since probably 500 subscribers, and watching him grow is just amazing. But like, the people who I think deserve shoutouts are people who are strong enough to keep going. Definitely people like Anti-Mags, who went through hard times and they felt as if giving up, but they didn't. They kept going, and she managed to get through it, and it's pleasing for me to see. And like,
yeah, likewise.
People, exactly. And then people like Phoenix, I enjoy seeing him improve in all of his SFM and Photoshop skills.
Even though he kinda doesn't bloody manage to just accept the fact that he's now one of the good SFM people.
Phoenix, believe me, the amount of hours you have, you're definitely doing a great job in my personality. For someone, believe me, for someone who has almost 4,000 hours in SFM, you're doing a really good job. And that goes for any other SFM creators. If you want to get better at it, just learn and practice. Just keep striving to get better. Strive to get better than me. Strive to get better than the best. Even if it's hard, just learn the basics and understand how it works. And then content creator wise, see, I enjoy a lot of people's content, because obviously there's a lot of creators who spread positivity in the community.
Right.
But sometimes they don't get the message through that they do appreciate people. But then there are those who do appreciate it and show it. And people like those who, in my opinion, show it are people, definitely Pyro Joe. He is one of the best guys I've met. Spiky Mikey. But then I also enjoy the competitive sides. I enjoy Timo the Scientist stuff. I enjoy CJ's Mr. Paladin. Even though he's not competitive, he does a great job. He's a chill guy. I've talked to him, and he's really nice. All these people make up the community.
Bye.
And they are some of the best people you can ever meet.
Anyways, it was good to have you, man. It's definitely taking way too long to finally get you on here. As I've said before. Yeah, and I'd say having you in on maybe not only one, actually 2 of the aspects of an Ace videos is also kind of a given.
Yeah.
You're just a perfect fit for the series. And with that, all of you guys out there, always stay the ace up your team's sleeve and have a nice day. Goodbye.